Virgo, hi, welcome to your reading. This is for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and any strong placement in your birth chart for the sign of Virgo. Crosswatchers, you are welcome here. If you are interested in a Virgo, please try to remember that these are for the collective, so they are general readings. So they may not resonate with every single Virgo out there, so check your other placements and other Virgo readings on this channel. Take what resonates for you there, leave the rest for somebody else who may need those specific messages. Energies can be interchangeable, meaning vice versa. So please use your discretion to put those energies where they best fit in your specific situation. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a high vibrational comment. I love to hear from you. It helps my channel out greatly, and I appreciate all the love and support this far. Okay, all that being said, Virgo, we're just going to do a little past, present, and future kind of thing, just to check in real quick and see what's going on. All right. So let's get right into this. Maybe. Spirit, this is for Virgo. What do I need to know about my Virgos, please? All right. Okay. Not looking too bad here. Overall energy is temperance here for this read. So there is some balance that you're trying to put into some situations here. And it could kind of be across the board for you. So trying to put that balance and really tempering your emotions here. Trying to do things in moderation here, not trying to over exceed your expectations, but just kind of doing what you need to do. And you're doing it with a purpose. There is a goal and an outcome here. And you're trying to find what the specific meanings are for you in whatever situations you have going on here, okay? In the recent past, you have Judgment. You have the Five of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Swords in reverse. So in the recent past here, Virgo, there was a rebirth here. There was a renewal here, a new phase that had started here. Kind of a reckoning, an awakening of something that you might have missed previously here. And there's been some forgiveness that you have given out to someone or yourself for the way a situation may have played out or things may have transpired here. You were avoiding the conflict of whatever it was. You didn't want to deal with it. You were respecting the differences that you and there's clearly an energy here that you were having differences with. And you're just like, at that point, we're going to just agree to disagree here. Because you came clean with whatever it is. You were done playing games. You let somebody know the truth of a situation here. And how you got to that outcome is you had to rethink your approach on how to talk to this person or talk about this situation. But you were kind of covering whatever it is that you were covering. You were kind of deceiving yourself and keeping secrets. But you are now wanting to come clean so that it was laid on the table. Okay? In your current, you have the Queen of Pentacles, the World, and the Page of Swords here. So in the current situation, Virgo, you were really nurturing yourself. You were really being practical. You were providing everything that you need for yourself, building yourself up, making sure that your feet are firmly planted on the ground here. Um, some of you could be taking care of children by yourself here. But the fact of the matter is, you're doing it, and you're doing it alone, and you're okay with that right now. There's some completion here, some things that have been completed, and it could be the recent past here, that there's now completion here. Things have, had closure. You've closed a cycle out here. And you're feeling the fulfillment of that. And you don't ever want to open the door again. And with the world coming up in the upright position, you're not going to entertain it again. You're being very observant of situations, current situations that you have going on, whether it's work related, romantically related, family related, friends related. It doesn't matter. You're being very observant. You are watching how people are moving and what they're doing specifically when it comes to you. Okay. And you could be trying to find new ways to communicate, because whatever you were doing in the past wasn't working. So now you know and understand that you have to change it so that you get the response and the outcome that you want. Okay, in the near future, you have the moon, the sun, and the Six of Cups here. Now, when the moon and the sun come up together, it's always... It always kind of speaks to me of confusion, because on the one hand, things haven't been illuminated to you yet. You're not supposed to know certain things yet, but you're still having the happiness and kind of saying, even though I don't know, I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy. But that Six of Cups here that's coming in, friend, you're not supposed to know, or you don't know yet, that there is a soul connection coming in here for you. So it's like you had to go through all of what you're going through to get to that Six of Cups, to get to that happiness, to get to that. So there may be the fear of the unknown, of what's not coming, or of what is coming, rather. It's that fear of not knowing. It's the unknown of the situation. But you realize that you're happy, and there's purity, and there's some sort of rebirth and joy and reasons to celebrate here, but you're not entirely sure why, okay? Because that moon is still kind of, keeping it an illusion and keeping it mystery. So the universe isn't ready for you to know yet that this connection is coming in, but this connection is coming in. This soul connection is most certainly coming in for you. All right. Let's clarify Temperance in the overall energy, please. King of Swords, 10 of Wands, Page of Wands. Yeah, look, the heaviness of whatever it is that you feel that you have going on is preventing you from seeing the bigger picture here. And you're being kind of cold and detached from whatever it is that you think or that you should be doing. But it's like, oh, God, that's just going to be so much. And it's so heavy for me to carry this. But there's going to be some sort of messages coming in. And I think these messages are going to be some sort of assistance here, whether it be just someone who wants to listen, someone who wants to help to relieve some of the burden from you. Because they're aware of the balance that you're trying to put in, but you're also coming through it. I don't care. You're trying to be kind of hard about it. For if anybody does try to send you a message about something that has gone on or is going on, it's like you don't want to hear about it. For some of you, it could be traveling too. Okay. Let's clarify judgment in the recent past here. The Hangman, the Six of Cups, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so look, in the recent past, Virgo, let's not split any hairs. There was a soul connection, and I think it's the same one that is trying to come back in, but there was some sort of conflict here. So you put a pause on whatever this was here of releasing this connection, releasing, you know, the things that may have been done and said in between the two of you. And it caused conflict. There was always felt like there was competition going on here. But then you see you go to the Five of Wands in reverse here. So it seemed to be very short-lived, whatever this conflict was. Five of Wands in reverse in the recent past, please. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Tower. Yeah, you thought that, for a hot minute, you thought that things were going to get better. You thought that things were going to change. You thought new things were coming in. You had new drive about it, new passion about it. There was open communication here. Just everything seemed to be going as it should. You put all your eggs in one basket here, my friend. Everything that glitters is not always gold here. Okay? So be aware of that. Like, you had the open communication, you got the clarity, you had the passion and the drive to start a new chapter here with this, but it just wasn't taking hold. Seven of Swords in reverse, please. And that's when that truth came out. With all those new things happening, that truth came out. Seven of Swords in reverse, please, in the recent past. Three of Swords, yep. That truth came out, and it still caused heartache and feelings of betrayal. And then you had that fear of the unknown, of having to move yourself on alone here, okay? That Queen of Wands comes up again there. So yeah, the truth came out. You were hurt. Now this could be someone else's truth to you as well that caused it to kind of go this way. You have to put it where it resonates, okay? But it's like the truth came out before it was supposed to, with the moon being here again. So that fear that you had was brought into fruition by you thinking about it and kind of worrying about it. So yeah, it came to be is what it was. All right. And so now you've just brought that single independent energy down here into your current right now. Clarify the Queen of the Queen of Pentacles in the current for Virgo. Nine of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the Lovers. Okay, so there is some feelings of anxiety, sleepless nights, overthinking the situation, but you know that truth has come in. You're not used to someone dealing with you with truth and honesty and love here, okay? So again, this situation I thought was the same. It's not the same energy. You had a fake soul connection that hurt you and that was kind of cascading it as a soulmate connection, and it wasn't, and that's what the truth of it was. And they probably came about it pretty nastily and quite mean. So now that you might be dabbling with another person here, it's causing you a lot of anxiety and a lot of sleepless nights. But Virgo, you don't have to worry about it because it's the truth. There's big truth here with that Knight of Swords, and they're coming right towards you with the truth of their feelings, which has helped you close out the cycle of this recent past here. You're not going to go back. You want what is being offered to you now. Clarify the World, please, in the current. Death, Justice, and the 3 1. Yeah. Okay. So this has helped you, Virgo, to have a transformation here, to let something in so something new can come in. And now it's put balance in, and there's going to be fairness in what you are trying to build here in your current situation here. There's contracts here, soul contracts, marriage contracts, okay? Work contracts, any kind of contracts that were being kind of put on hold in the recent past. Everything is kind of unfolding for you right now. Some of you could be, like I said, some of you might be traveling here in the near future, very soon. Clarify the Page of Swords, please. King of Cups, Page of Swords, and the World. Okay, so there is somebody here who is extremely emotionally balanced, that has a lot of love for this situation. This could be you for them, or it could be shared here. Doesn't matter. Okay, but there is some deep feelings here. You could be dealing with somebody who maybe doesn't speak so openly and honestly about their feelings because they're always watching. They're being very aware. They're being very guarded here. But again, Virgo, for whatever reason, you are still trying to keep closing this cycle out so you don't get on the same roller coaster that you were on in the recent past here. You're being very calculated about it because of the disappointments that you had to deal with in the past. But that sun is still there. So even though there's disappointments, you're understanding that happiness will show itself to you again here. All right, let's clarify the moon in the near future. Knight of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, what you're afraid of is your offer of love not being perceived correctly. But you're still holding on. You're still holding on to something. So for some of you, okay, and no matter how silly this is, some of you are still trying to hold on to this because you feel, you understand that it was a fake thing, but you still have hope that it's going to pull out the way that it is, even though you have something going on now. There's two stories going here. Some of you have ended it and cut it because of the way they made you feel, started something new, and some of you were maybe unknowingly, because you're subconsciously with that Four of Pentacles, holding on to something, you're bringing it in. You might not be doing it in the physical, but in the energetic realm, you are still having yourself connected to something from the past, and you're bringing it into your current and into your future here. Some of you don't realize you're doing it. And that's where the problem is going to sneak up and get you. Because some of you were thinking, oh, well, I let it end. I, started something new, had a new beginning. There's, a new person that I'm trying to be with that's being fair to me and fair to the situation. Some of you could be long distance too. All right. Clarify the sun. I think this holding on to something is residual. Clarify the sun, please. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Emperor. So yes, okay. Wow. Even though you're kind of coming into the future thinking that you have control of it, you still have that fear of being left out in the cold, that fear of abandonment, because you have worked so hard to build your stability, okay? And kind of doing your own thing here. So now it's like you're not sure if you know how to make room for somebody else. You are going to try really hard to make room for somebody else, but you're not going to do it completely. You're going to come from the perspective of trying to control it instead of letting it unfold naturally here because of your fear of being abandoned or maybe taken for everything that you have built, kind of thing. Oh, Virgo, okay. I guess this is what happens when it's been months that I've done stuff. Okay, clarify the Six of Cups in the near future, please. Temperance, the Magician, and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, like this person is going to come and bring balance in here. And Virgo, you are manifesting this, okay? And you are ready to move forward here. With that Two of Pentacles, yes, things may seem a little that you have to juggle work in this connection or family and connection, whatever it is, there's feeling of having to find the perfect balance here so that you and this person can come into a perfect alignment. You're manifesting it. You are so manifesting this to come together and have everything running smoothly here. But you have to decide to pick happiness over the fears that you have. All right, let's close this off with the Oracle of Shapeshifters. For Virgo. Okay. Okay. The Mermaid of Immersion. Complete commitment here. So you are going to be submerging yourself into whatever this is. Like I said, some of you are having a really hard time cutting the cord to this past because you have someone completely different coming in the current that you're dealing with. And it just kind of gets kind of fogged up in the near future as to what it is you need to do here. I did this backwards. Hold on. We'll get you a little bit from the universe, see what else they can add here. What else for Virgo, please? Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Cups in reverse, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so you're going to unknowingly bring disharmony and misalignment to it because of these fears that you have. And it's going to end up you having a partnership alone. Because you feel that there is a lack of teamwork, even though it's been there for you. Okay? But you're gonna keep trying. You're not gonna walk away from this. There is some indecisions that you really need to kind of sit with. And that fear of change. the fear of loss, losing yourself, losing a connection, losing whatever. So you are standing in defense of it. You are protecting yourself. And you're kind of being extremely defensive here. Instead of just letting the change kind of come, you always feel like you have to protect yourself, protect what's yours, and maintaining control of the situation. There's that Emperor again, Emperor energy kind of thing. All right, Virgo, that is what I have for you. I hope this helps. Please like, share, and subscribe. And like always, I will see you in the next.